Hello there, and good morning, the great people of Oloosirkon, Sholinke. Sorry. My name is Tom Odhiambo Ongogo. I'm a candidate in the forthcoming general elections in the seat of the MCA for Oloosirkon, Sholinke ward. I am praying and hoping that you've woken up well today and you are keeping yourself warm in this cold weather. As you know that cold weathers like this come with complications here and there. So I urge each and every person to keep themselves warm to try and protect yourself from such complications. I'm asking you to give me just a moment of your time to try and interact with you and share with you the vision and the agenda that I have for this great word. But before I do that, allow me to explain myself why I think I'm the best person to be your next MCA in the next 5 years. Now, number one is I am a resident of this place. I know the life that people go through around here. I know the challenges that the people of Oloosirkon Sholinke go through. And more importantly, I know what the people of Oloosirkon Sholinke want. And so I have built my agenda on what the people of Oloosirkon Sholinke want. And I'll be able to share my agenda with you in just a few seconds. And before I do that, allow me also to appeal to you that the seat of the MCA is a very important seat in the life of every Kenyan. This is the closest seat that Mwananchi has got from our new constitution. So when you're going to elect your new MCA, please, I urge you this time around to look keenly at the kind of person you're going to elect to serve you as your next MCA, because this is a leader who is supposed to be very, very close to you. This is a leader who is supposed to be very accessible. This is a leader who is supposed to know your challenges firsthand. And more importantly, this is a leader who is supposed to know what you want. So I pray that this time around, God is going to give you wisdom to choose wisely a leader who is going to be your next MCA for the next 5 years. For if we do it otherwise, then the next 5 years is going to be another season of complaining, whining, and groaning. But we don't want to go that circle again. So very briefly, I'll go point by point on my agenda. So what am I going to do for the people of Oloosirkon Sholinke? Number one, Oloosirkon Sholinke is a ward bordering the capital city, especially on the side of the national park, going all the way to Kitengela. So that means we have residents who are dwelling here in the ward and are working at the capital city. So what would they need? They would need to access the services, their workplaces very easily as they also come back. But again, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that this ward is poised to get populated very fast, being that the government is also working on a project to decongest the capital city. So that means we'll be having satellite residential areas like in places like Oloosirkon Sholinke. So in the next few years, we will have this ward very, very much populated. So that means that we have to heavily invest in the infrastructure in this ward. What we are going to do in the next 5 years is to open up roads so that where there needs maram are maram, where there needs culverts and bridges, we put those culverts and bridges. What we are going to do is to work closely with the agencies like KERA and the county government to be able to open up this road so that people can move around this road very easily, access services whenever they want, and come back very easily without any problems. Now, my agenda would be built on infrastructure and mostly road network, because all the other infrastructures are connected to the backbone, which is the road infrastructure. So that's why I call myself the infrastructure man. Now, where I stay, I have a track record on doing just that. I have been able to influence and work together with the people so that we bring about changes in terms of infrastructure where we are, and we have been able to make our environments better than we found it. So I want you to know that I am going to put more emphasis on infrastructural and more specifically road infrastructure in the next 5 years. Number two, Education services is also another problem in this ward. Children have not been able to access proper education because there are no public schools closer to the people. This has made it very difficult for residents to have their children access proper education. There are several households that are not able to meet the costs of taking their children to private schools. And even if they take their children to private schools, accessibility has been a problem. So what we are going to do in the next 5 years is that we are going to work together with the governments of the day to try and have more public schools established or built in Oloosirkon Sholinke ward. At least we are going to have more ECDs around here, and to be specific, in each and every sub-location, we need to have ECDs so that young children don't have to go far and wide trying to search for education services. They should be able to find those services closer to them. Now we'll make sure that we work together with the ministry, the relevant ministry, to have public primary schools in each and every sub-location within Oloosirkon Sholinke ward, so that the people, our children, can be able to walk from their homes to school, and more importantly, to also reduce the cost of education in several households that cannot afford private schools. So that is something that we are going to give also a lot of emphasis. Number 3, medical services is a devolved function. You've realized that sometimes people have to travel far to go and access just, basic medical services. For example, a pregnant woman just going for clinical checkups, measuring pressures and things like that. These are things that we can have closer to us. So we'll try and also make sure that we work with the government, and as your representative, I'm going to put your appeal in the county assembly so that we can have dispensaries in each and every sub-location within the county and within the Oloosirkon Sholinke ward, so that people can access, basic medical services like, just treating malaria, some of these basic minimal, diseases that don't need referrals. Number 4 is that we are also going to try and work together with the government and security agencies to see that we have more police posts established within the ward, so that there can be rapid response to cases of robberies, cases of thieveries and muggings within the ward. As you know, Oloosirkon Sholinke is a very, very underdeveloped ward with very poor infrastructure. So thievery will basically be more rampant. Muggings and all those, security issues, security challenges will be very more rampant. But we will try and make sure, as I said earlier, we'll try and improve on infrastructure as we also work together with the government to bring in more police posts, so that the police can also have it easier to respond whenever there's security distress. Number 5 is that we will also try and work on the empowerment of our people. Empowerment in the sense that we'll have our people organize themselves into interest groups or organized groups for that matter, so that we can establish creative empowerment projects like table bankings, like revolving funds. We cannot have everybody employed, because employment opportunities are very, very limited, and especially in the government circles. So the best thing that the world needs today is people creating their own employment. And this will be made easier when people can access credits and people can have revolving funds with very, very minimal interest. So we'll have people organize themselves into organized groups, and then we will try and establish table bankings. We'll try and establish revolving funds so that they can have credits to improve their existing businesses or do startups. And I think that will really empower our people. The youth will also be accommodated in our agenda. We will ensure that we have sporting facilities within the ward. We need to have playgrounds for children within the ward. We will ensure that we have social amenities. At least every residential area, we will ensure that they must have. The people who are doing property development in particular areas, we will ensure that they allocate areas that will be left as playgrounds for children, as playground stadiums for the youth, so that the youth can engage in sports as a way of recreating themselves and trying to get them away from, getting attracted in evil things or getting into drugs and stuff like that. So we will ensure that there are playgrounds and there are also stadiums around where children can recreate and the youth can also recreate. So these are some of the agenda parts, just part of the agendas that I have for this great ward. And what I will have to do also is that I will be able to work with the people. I'll be a leader who is not a know-it-all, a do-it-all, but I will be a leader who is a servant, who is a messenger. So we will just work with the people who have those ideas. The only thing that I will do is to represent you and influence those help to come to you. So I urge you, I'm requesting for your support. I'm requesting you to vote for me in the next coming election to serve you as your next MCA. I'm telling you that if you try me, a fresh hand this time around, I can guarantee you, I'm assuring you that you'll see changes. I have practical agenda. I have very good vision for this ward. And if you try me this time around, I can assure you, you will see changes in the next 5 years. Otherwise, I ask God to keep protecting you and to meet you at your every point of need, so that come 9th August this year, you can choose Tom to be your next MCA for the great Oloosirkon Sholinke. And we will work together as a people to make Oloosirkon Sholinke better than we found it. May God bless you all. May God protect you. May God bless Oloosirkon Sholinke. Thank you and have a good day.